You have a guy like Julio Jones that has sort of the resume he has. Is it invigorating? Does it obviously excite you? What does it do for the group?
Yeah, he's obviously he's a great player, but I think he's a great teammate too. You just sense that he's here for all the right reasons, and just been really fun to get to know. Obviously, I've watched him for a long time. Obviously, admired his ability to play and play at a high level, and I've been on the other sideline watching him, be a dynamic player. So, just been always enjoyable to get to know different guys, and he's one of the great players in the league. So to add him to, that receiver room of Chris, Mike, and Russ and BP and Scotty, there's a lot of good experience in there, a lot of good football players, a lot of great teammates.
What about Russell Gage being new, and has he been a surprise to you? What about him?
Yeah, Russ has worked hard. He's had a few little kind of bumps and bruises that's kind of kept him from being out there as much as we'd like. But, the more we can get him involved and understand what he's really capable of as a player, the more we'll use him in those situations. So he's done a good job. He's a very physically gifted player, and it's just us being on the same page. And it's one thing where you feel like, everything kind of goes to plan. It's another when things get off schedule, and, that's where you got to really put the work in. It's easy when things go exactly the way you want, but when they don't, you got to figure out, how to read each other a certain way. So we're working through all that.
Tom, when you watch the tape on the Cowboys, what sticks out to you?
They're a good football team. They have a lot of dynamic players in the pass rush at linebacker. In the secondary, Trevon's a great player. Led the league in interceptions last year. Micah's a hell of a player. All over the field, they line him up at linebacker, defensive end. He rushes a lot, covers well. DeMarcus Lawrence is a great player. So they rush the passer. I think they have a good scheme. They mix things up quite a bit. We're playing them at home. They've got a very good offense. So they're a tough team to beat. And, it's going to be a big challenge for the opener.
You mentioned Micah, and I don't know if you saw the quote, but he had a funny quote about you being a competitor. It said that you want to step on people's throat like they're a roach. I'm wondering, in all your years of quotes where guys have admired you, what you thought of that analysis from Micah.
Oh, man, that's interesting. Yeah, I just try to go win. So at the end of the day, that's what I'm trying to do. I'm not trying to hurt anyone, just trying to go out there and do my job as best I can. But I'm going out there with a lot of good players. That's the best part for me as a competitor. And going to compete is going with a group of teammates you really believe in. So it's not one player they're dealing with all of us. And, the more we can communicate, the more we can be on the same page, the more we can play together as a team, I think the tougher we are to beat.
I understand you've been providing members of your offensive line some clippings, maybe even some articles from folks in this room about things that have been said about them, saying, I hope you guys take this to heart. How have they been responding to
Good.
that?
Really good. Really good. It's a tough, hard-nosed group. So those guys are, really take every bit of challenge and use it as motivation. So they take things to heart.
This is the oldest team in the league right now. Obviously, the core is back. You've been here for 2 years with a lot of these guys. Is it overblown, the fact that there's so many veteran days off? You had a period in the middle of training camp. Is that part overblown, that you guys didn't really need that time to kind of get on the same page?
I think, the more you do something, the better you're going to be at it. So I think, you do the best you can do and try to practice and be there for the team. And we have veterans, and, I think the coach has done a good job. Coach Bull's done a great job of managing practice and rest and making sure our bodies are fresh and our minds are fresh and go out there and go play great football.
Tom, what have you seen from your refurbished tight end room, and do you think by committee they can compensate for what you've lost there?
It's Gronk's one of the all-time great players in the league. I don't think you just put together, a team and think that you're just gonna, there's another Gronk out there. There's only one. But the guys that are in there, we've drafted a few, brought in Kyle's a free agent. Cam's done a great job with his leadership. So, it's really a unit. It's not one player. It's a bunch of different players. You'd much rather play with a guy like Gronk than not, but he's not here. So, we just have to do other things and play to the strengths of the players that we have, and not think that they were the strengths last year, but reestablish those things. And this is what football's all about. No, the season isn't going to go like it went last year for anybody. You know, it's not the reality. You have to deal with where you are in the moment and deal with the challenges that you face. And certain guys aren't here. Certain guys are going to get hurt. Things are going to happen to teams, and it's a long marathon. And we're not even at the starting gate yet. So, we got to obviously put our week of practice in, be prepared, go on the road against a good team. It's a big challenge. We'll go with the guys that are active for the game. We'll put together a good plan that can hopefully play to our strengths and attack their weaknesses.
Tom Brady speaking as the Tampa Bay Buccaneers get set to play the Dallas Cowboys in their season opener on Sunday Night Football. As you take a look at some notable season-long prop bets. Before Brady, he's plus 900 to win the MVP, 4,500 and a half passing yards is what they're looking at in terms of his total. Passing touchdowns, 34 and a half is the prop. Look at him to go over that. The most passing yards, he's at 7-1. And to have the most passing touchdowns, he is the favorite at 5-1.
Do you want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis, no yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.